Hey,
Because you'd be in jail.
I can't remember if I was sick or more than likely hungover.
Cheers to our first podcast.
Here.
Oh my god. Here we go. We're so cool.
I can't remember if I was sick or hungover, but I just slept on the couch and then for like 2 or 3 days straight just binged watched Game of Thrones. And I don't know why I put myself through that torture because I didn't. Spoiler alert! I don't like the ending. So,
Dude, nobody's gonna watch this. You want to get a spoiler?
it's been out for like 4 years.
It sucked. It was dark, but I'm glad that everybody died. More people should have died.
The wrong people died.
Honestly, like John not becoming like it's just such a waste. And now we have to watch some stupid spin-off series. It doesn't make sense.
I don't
like it.
I really wish they would have at least looked at Reddit or something and actually taken a fan theory and made it happen.
Literally,
like the fan
anything
theories
besides this.
The fan theories were by far a better ending. I would have rather it have been me just been like, oh yeah, cool, it's what I said, than the actual ending.
When the quadriplegic community even rejects your outcome for the kid with no legs becoming king, I think you made a mistake. I don't think anybody was happy except for one. I'm like, you really read George R.R. Martin. It's like,
and he didn't even write it.
I know. He's like, nah, it's saying it, dude. That's why he's not finishing it. He's not finishing the books.
I wouldn't either.
He's just not going to do it.
I wouldn't either. Did you see there was an interview with him and I want to say it was Stephen King. And he said Stephen King said something like he writes, I'm going to butcher this. So somebody fact check me, the 5 people who are listening.
That's generous.
Like Stephen, he like said he writes I want to say like 10 pages a day or something like that. Yeah. And George R.R. Martin looks at him. He's like, you write 10 pages a day? And it's like, oh, okay. This is why we had to wait it's like 5 years.
He's like, I'm lucky if I get 2.
Right.
He's like, I'll get like half a page done, but I'll go back and like rewrite something or I'll come up with like a new timeline. It's like, stop. Just write. Like you're not, I don't know. I mean,
I don't care anymore.
I was about to say you're not that good of a writer.
Yeah, but he actually is. HBO.
So Mike's at Fat Camp.
Oh, is he really?
Big Mike's at Fat Camp.
Big Mike.
Yeah.
Is that why they're gone for so long?
Yeah, they're gone for the entire month of March, and it might be a cult.
Is it Scientology?
No, it's like Dr.
We could talk about that too.
Yeah, so it's like Dr. He's going to get his like Reiki crystals or whatever and pay.
Where are they? Arizona?
They're in just outside of San Diego. It's Rio Verde, I think. I don't think it's Verde. Rio whatever. Just north of San Diego. Anyways, it's like I forget what his name is. Let's call him Dr. Feldman. It's a Dr. F something. Dr.
Okay.
Lovegood. Dr. F. Feldman. I'm going to call him Feldman. Apparently he's like some, I don't know, incredible doctor, studies all this kind of crap. And his basic thing is essentially veganism. And so my dad's like,
oh God.
Well, Dr. Feldman, he's got to figure it out. Like everybody can get on this diet and be healthy. Everybody should get on this diet. I was like, well, Dad, like I think actually like the actual science is that everybody's body is different. Like some people might be better on the carnivore diet. Like Jordan Peterson talked about it all the time about like how his health problems just like were healed and went away whenever he went on carnivore diet. And most people are omnivores, like 20% meat, definitely not following the federal standards, but like 20% meat, other vegetables and fruit. And he goes, no, like everybody's body is geared towards what Dr. Feldman's talking about. I'm like, that's a cult. That's a cult, Dad. And so they live on a compound in the mountains. Okay, there it is. It's a compound in the mountains. And Mom's like, can you send my magnesium pills here?
Yeah, and then you say, Mom, go away.
And I Googled it, and it was just they're like, it's a swanky compound though. Like,
well, duh. That's how they get you.
What's his name? Waco guy. What's his name?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Isn't it David something? I know.
The Devonic.
Yeah.
David, whatever.
Branch Davidians.
Yeah, Branch Davidians. Yeah. So the Branch Davidians should have done this. And if they just had a better bunker, they wouldn't have been shot up by the FBI.
Okay, we're just gonna veer off into this. But like, in all on, like after watching the Netflix or HBO, but whichever one it was,
Yeah, I think it was Netflix. Oh yeah.
After watching that, and if it's true, because that's the other part too. Like I think Netflix and HBO do a lot to either villainize or heroify, I guess. Is that a word? Either side, because there has to be like a good and bad part to any kind of like
any
series.
kind of movie or documentary has to
Right.
have a good background.
So obviously like you can't fault them for doing that.
No.
But I'm also curious as to how much of that was true on the Davidian side. Was it going to turn as violent as it did if they were just left alone? Now, obviously, I also understand that they couldn't just leave them alone. If there were people coming and saying stuff is happening, like the police need to go do something. But what if they were just left alone? Like what would have been, I mean, other than him sleeping with everyone's wives, which is disgusting within itself, but like what would have happened?
I think that, I mean, him sleeping with other people's wives, whatever, like cuckold your way out of logic and whatever. But when he's starting to go for the minors, then that's something that you got to go in there for. So I'd say definitely go in, get him. But the documentary does do a very good job of like laying it out of like, he goes on a jog for like 30 minutes every day, just like outside of the compound to this little shack that we're holed up spying in. Right. Why can't we grab him there if he's the sole person we were trying to go after?
Right, exactly.
But I also think the documentary is a very, not a documentary, but whatever, limited series. I think it's limited series. Yeah, docudrama. I think the docudrama does a really good job of being like not explaining everything. There's still a mystery of like, okay, how did the fire happen and other stuff like that. I forget.
Well, but I think they told you about how the fire happened at the end.
Yeah,
they were like,
but
that
it doesn't
tear
like
gas.
explicitly say. It's just like, oh, there's a fire going on right now. It's not like, oh, like I knocked over a lamp or like somebody threw a flashbang while the white phosphorus is going.
Oh, so you're saying like the story is just like a flashbang or whatever.
Yeah, and then in the end, then they explain the statistics of like
the tear gas.
Like 80% of the time they use tear gas,
it combusted or whatever.
It results in a fire.
Right.
Like only then, like when they explain it later, but when you're watching, you're like, okay, there's a fire now.
Right.
So I think they do a pretty good job of like keeping not like having a set narrative, like, no, like this is because of that. They go in later. It's like, hey.
Would you want them to be more specific?
No, I think they did a good job. I think people should draw their own conclusions. That way it's a little bit more impartial like that. It's a little bit more impartial with just presenting you the facts. And I guess not impartial, but a little bit more objective.
Okay.
I like the objectivism. But yeah, no, dude. I mean, best part though, when that big guy just shows up on the top floor and he just started like, boo, 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 boo. And no, when he's playing those guys, like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. But it was like an actual like footage of those guys like getting basically pushed out of a window and falling off of the roof.
Yeah.
And so like, all right, how do we make it to where like we put that into the docuseries? So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. This is turning into us just talking about TV.
We're reviewing movies and editing out our accusations against the
very
FBI.
Professional knowledge of consumers.
Which, by the way, Jan 6th, Tucker Carlson just came out.
God. Can we talk about that?
If you want to.
Oh, 100%. The shaman is innocent. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah. 100%. He was like, go back. Our president tells us not to go inside. But don't go inside.
He was being led by guards. He was
securing that border, man. He was securing that border.
Unlike now. But he was being led by guards.
Literally
led around. There's video of the guards like trying to open up doors for him.
Literally.
He's not being in handcuffs. There's another part where he's walks past like 7 other guards. Yeah. And let's just say that they were leading him out. Okay. He wasn't violent.
They weren't leading him out. They were like,
yo, I think this one's locked. Let's go around the other. That one's open.
Right.
We can get in Nancy's office from there.
Right.
It's like, all right, I'm down.
But I'm just saying, let's just go with the narrative that he was being let out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Still wasn't violent.
No.
Like at no point. He got the raw end of the deal on that.
Yeah. Well, boys can't have fun anymore. You can't go to the Capitol.
Excuse me, it's a Saturday. This Saturday for the boys. All right.
Yeah, he's like, well, you opened it.
he let me in.
Guys are like, where's Nancy? Like, this is the battle cry of the alt-right.
Well, and of course,
where's Nancy?
And I think it is like, I'm trying to not be totally one-sided, because both sides probably like cherry picked from video.
I mean, you have to. It's like 40,000 hours of footage.
But just by the fact that there was unreleased video of, let's just take the shaman, of him being led around by Capitol Police that wasn't even allowed in his trial.
Yeah.
Like, how can...
Oh, he got a trial?
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
He didn't get a trial.
Quote unquote.
Because they don't like the Fifth Amendment.
Lawyered.
Yeah.
But like, I watched his series like 2 or 3 times because I was just amazed at the fact that... Oh, so I'm
dyslexic when it comes to numbers. I'm dyslexic when it comes to numbers.
So
is the,
I mean, not let you represent me.
Is it, what is it? The
good. This is good.
4th and 5th Amendment, because it implicates both.
This is good. Some lawyer.
That's what I'm talking
the
about.
guy that you don't like from Land Sharks is going to comment on this somehow. He's going to the Land Sharks bar.
Oh,
he's going to comment on it and just be like, idiot.
My nemesis. My nemesis is gonna be like, yo, well, at Thomas J. Henry law, we know what kind of, because that's the kind of lawyers you get.
Okay, so his commercials always throw me off. Because his commercial is
he
literally...
looks like he has hemorrhoids up his ass.
Not even that, but like, let me walk out of my $1 million mansion into my Rolls Royce up to my private plane, and then I'll represent you. Like...
And let me pay my associates literally $70,000 a year to do all the work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at it, and Daisy and I were like, should we apply to Thomas J. Henry? And I was like, for 70 grand, I'd rather go to like the Attorney General's office and get paid like 75.
So what's the deal with... So I don't know anything about the lawyer world, and I have,
It sucks.
Garrett.
It's awesome.
A couple friends that are lawyers. But like, you start out as an associate.
Yeah.
And then do you just have to literally brown nose your way up to partner? Other than like working long hours.
Yes and no. So at most firms, it's just like starting out at an associate. At bigger firms, you can start out as a junior associate or as a staff attorney. And then you go from staff attorney to junior associate. But so you go from associate, and you just literally have to, if you're not given work just by like, your more senior associates and the partners, then you have to like go around and like ask everybody like, hey, like, do you have work for me? Do you have work for me? And you just get work like that, and your good work. If you do good work, then you'll get, offered the opportunity to buy into partnership.
Okay, so you do buy membership into it?
Yeah, so you have to like buy, it's because you're being an owner of the company.
Okay.
Partner. Like let's not say partner, because that's hardly anybody's a partner anymore. So it's more like a PLLC, like a professional limited liability company. Mm-hmm. So like memberships. That's what my law firm is. So MILF. You basically MILF. You have to like buy the membership interests.
So
for this little portion of like membership interest, you have to buy that, and then you start getting like distributions from
like
that.
The profits of the law firm. So is a partner like...
So a partner is like a partnership.
Okay.
Like you and I have essentially, like if this starts making money, then
please,
we are de facto in a partnership under the law.
Right.
Because we're two people, co-owners, like, set out to make money.
Shares or whatever.
Yeah. And you don't need like a contract or anything to start a partnership.
Right.
It's just under the law. So we're partners. Domestic partners.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
You never know as much law as the day that you take the bar.
And that's why I didn't take the bar ever.
Then you just start forgetting.
Okay, so then you don't also have to go to law school to sit for the bar, right?
You do. Unless it's California.
So you do have to have some kind of prereq?
Yeah, so you have to... Yeah, so for being a lawyer, at least in Texas and most other states,
you do have to graduate law school.
You have to graduate from undergrad, college, Then you have to go to law school, graduate from college. You have to be 21 years of age. And then you
barely made the cut.
Daisy barely made the cut. And then you have to pass the bar in one sitting. And then you also have to take like an ethics exam. And then you also have to take like the state, because we're on the uniform bar exam. You have to also take the Texas specific little whatever deal. It's like some courses that you literally just answer like
yes
2 out of 3 questions.
Oh, and you get the certificate.
And it's like you pass the Texas portion. They made it up just like recently because like it's just like common law basically of what we had to take on the bar exam.
Okay.
So it's like this is just the common law of like what you're kind of taught in law school. And then that's for the bar exam. And then for Texas, like, all right, the Texas specific. So like the like Fourth Amendment search and seizure that applies to like the government and police, but in Texas that also applies to individuals as well. So if like somebody like comes and gets like breaks into your house, finds like incriminating evidence, and then goes and gives it to the cops, you can't do that. Like you can't use that in court because it was obtained illegally.
Even if it wasn't by a somebody in the law, like in like a
it's
officer?
because this was obtained without a warrant.
Oh, okay.
It was a warrantless search and seizure. So that's what they expect. I didn't know that until I took the course, and I don't deal with that on a daily basis. I'm an immigration lawyer, so if that's wrong, don't
don't comment.
Don't comment. Swipe up promo code. Bad lawyer.
Promo code.
Top dog law.
Mason 20. So then,
I'll be top dog law.
So when you took the bar, was there an emphasis on oil and gas at all?
No, so that was on Texas law.
Yeah.
From what I understood, on the Texas bar exam, we had to take oil gas. But then once you transfer to the UBE, they're like, no.
Okay.
It's because we want to be able to like transfer wherever we go. It's like the open market theory.
Yeah.
Of like, we want lawyers to be able to go wherever they want to and like practice wherever they want to.
And not have to sit for the bar again.
Yeah. Because I want to actually move to Florida. Days and I want to move to Florida, but our biggest bar to entry for moving there is that she still practices like state law, so she doesn't get licensed there.
Because she does real estate, right? So
yeah, she does real estate.
For something different.
Yeah, but I practice federal immigration law, so I don't have to. I can just be licensed in Texas.
See, I was curious because when I did my landman stuff, I was always told that like Oklahoma and Texas, and I'm sure other states at the time, but I was always told those specifically had more of an emphasis on oil and gas law.
Yeah, and I think they also had like.
Are you drinking straight vodka?
Yes, dude. I mean, if you want, I can like mix it with.
No, I was soda. You do you, boo boo, but man.
Yeah. Mike ain't rain those bitch.
Okay.
Hey, raise no bitch.
That's debatable.
Yeah, I know Ben's kind of iffy.
Love you, Ben.
Love you, Ben.
Is this an Apple product, Hindenburg? Because what person?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. What person thought
it's gonna go
name
down,
and it goes? Oh, let's name it the Hindenburg.
It's very fitting because this might actually just like go down in flames.
When I saw that,
cancel.
I saw that, and I was just like, out of all the names we could have come up with, we got to go with Hindenburg.
This is going to end up in flames. Just like Waco. Just kidding. I'm becoming president of the United States.
Is that Shane Gillis?
I walked in and said, wow. Wow, it's a big room.
I've never seen a better Trump impression than his.
He has the best.
Like, ever. No, not even. I think he does a better Trump than Trump.
I love hearing, it's the best. He has the best.
I mean, you're probably a close second, in all honesty, but yeah.
Thanks. Trevor Noah actually surprisingly has a very good Trump impersonation. He's like, when Biden called like the Saudi prince or whatever for something.
Oil?
Yeah, I don't
Shocker.
remember.
Wonder why we
It
needed
was
that.
something missiles. I can't remember what it was. It was last year when Tribun's wedding, around that time, and they didn't pick up for Biden.
Well, duh.
And he's like, "This would have never happened under Trump."
Trump literally went to the
never would've
Taliban and
happened.
was like, "Hey, man, we know where you live. You
He
step out of
texted-
line. We have a missile aimed at your house."
He
Like,
texted al-Baghdadi a picture of his freaking house, and he's like, "I'm gonna nuke you."
step out of line. See what he was literally like, "Step out. See what happens."
He died like a dog, crying like a baby.
And then we got Biden over here. That's just like, "Oh yeah, well,
hey, I'm gonna take a shower with my daughter."
is that a thing?"
You don't know about his daughter,
I'm gonna
Ashley Biden's diary?
I mean, I'm sure I remember like reading
The
something
hotel
about it.
she left her diary in the hotel, in some hotel, and they called Biden's staff and like, "Hey, y'all left this."
Is this
And they're
after he became president?
like, yeah,
Is this her diary?
yeah.
Like his daughter's
diary. His
How
daughter.
old is she?
She's older now. Or maybe it's, yeah, she's older. Whatever. She's like
But
middle aged.
but the diary was from when she was younger.
Or maybe if she was older, then I imagine she was just trying to like work out
Showering with your father.
trauma of showering with your father when you're a preteen. And they called up Biden's staff and was like, "Hey, we got Ashley Biden's diary from the room that y'all were staying in, or that she was staying in, that y'all were the people that bought it." And they're like, "No, like that's not the diary. That's not our diary at all. We don't own this." They're like, "Oh, okay." Then the hotel like, called the FBI. It's like, "Hey, like we have the president's daughter's diary. Like they left it here. Like, can we like do it?" They're like, "We're denying." Like, "No, absolutely not. This is not
Hotel's
the
like,
diary." And they're
we
like,
literally have it.
"Okay." And then like they went to Project Veritas,
Oh, okay.
and that's because that's how I don't know. I'm not into Q. Q's dumb. And they went to Project Veritas, and they're like, "Okay, like we'll buy it." James O'Keefe. And then they like read it and like published those papers like online of like her handwriting and everything. I was like, that's
pretty
creepy.
legit to me.
Yeah. Which, I mean, when you see videos of Biden just like sniffing girls' hair, I'm like, okay, that's pretty sad, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, the Trevor Noah thing was like, the Saudi prince or whatever didn't pick up for Biden. And he's like, this would have never happened under Trump. They would have been like, picked up like, "Oh, Mr. Trump, like, you know, we're so sorry, like we are here, Mr. Trump." He's like, "Too late, Ahmed. You waited 2 rings. I'm blowing up the UAE and the UFC just in case." I was like, that was a really good Trump impression.
I mean, it was.
He was awesome.
I also like the stingray you've got here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, I just don't want to be looking at a black screen TV. I want to have something on there.
So when we went to Cayman as a family, have you ever done like Stingray City?
No,
So
not
it's
after Steve Irwin.
so I was actually
R.I.P.
I was freaking out by that too.
Yeah,
Because so it's in
it's our hero, but died from a stingray.
It was in Cayman, and you like go out to this sandbar, and there is just, I mean, like you can't get in the water. Like it's stingrays everywhere, and you feed them, and they like come to you and everything like that. But this thing, like they would be like a dog, like they would just get up on you, and like their mouth is like underneath them. So it's just creepy and feels weird, and I'm just like, this is not. I didn't like it, but it was cool because like it was a stingray. But then
Stingrays are
also the
awesome.
entire time I was freaking out because I was like, where's the barb? Like where's the tail?
In their tail. Yeah.
Well, I'm like looking around, like I can't stop. Like I'm like shuffling, like trying to get back in the boat.
Yeah, it's like as long as you don't like try to like grab it and yank it or like step on it when it's buried. That's the big thing. It's like stepping on when it's buried in the ground.
Right, because doesn't it like a scorpion? It like comes up
Yeah.
or
It's like,
something.
it like puts its like tail up and it like
Does what?
stabs you. Like it's
Does
like,
what?
It just twerks. It twerks up and
Stabs
stings
you.
you. Man, ain't that a lesson for life?
Get stinged.
Twerk it sting.
Oh,
you see that? You see that twerk coming, and you're just like,
man,
man,
young
I
ones
got
out there.
stuck.
Those
You
young
get
ones out there.
stuck by the
Watch out for the twerk.
Stuck by the twerk.
Actually, like all in cash right now. There's nothing.
You're all in cash.
There's well, like for the most part.
Do you mean like you don't have other investments, or do you mean just like I'm so raw at like couponing? I'm just like I'm in cash right now.
Oh no, there's nothing that I look at and I'm like, oh, that looks decent. Everything I have that's still in my portfolio is more speculative than anything.
Yeah,
like I have like lithium stock, like lithium miners, because I think that's going to do pretty well. And I have
dude, they love those, slave states in Africa where they just like destroy the ground.
So the only two I'm in,
Apple.
One is in California.
Oh.
And one is trying to do this whole like lithium. I don't even know. I'm not a scientist or even good with words, but like they're basically trying to take lithium out of the brine water in the Smackover in Arkansas. So they're basically,
you said a lot of words just now. I have no idea what they mean.
So like the brine water, and I could be completely wrong, but it's been a while since I was in
I know
oil
what
and gas.
branch water is, but brine water.
So it's basically like the water that comes out, I believe, comes out when you're drilling for oil and gas, like underneath. So it's the water that's been in like the rock and everything.
Yeah.
So
like Moses.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he smacked the rock.
In the Smackover. Smackover's in Arkansas.
Oh my, no, that was a good.
So, but they're basically trying, so they don't have to mine it. They're going in, and I believe they're even doing just like abandoned wells in the Smackover, or they're basically not trying to mine lithium, how like China is mining lithium in Africa.
You mean with the weed ears?
Child slaves and all that. But like they're trying to be more environmentally conscious by doing it with already holes in the ground, so they don't have to drill another hole.
Yeah.
And then extracting that water and trying to pull lithium out of that.
Uyghurs. I don't know what it is. I think it's Uyghur. Anyways.
For what?
The enslaved Muslim population in China.
Oh, yeah.
Uyghurs.
So that, which I think is cool. Like that's just ingenious to think about.
That's just good business.
I mean, and then
Donald Trump would say, I approve of this.
And then what else am I in? Cash. I got like a lot of cash right now just sitting on the
Write your
sideline.
checks at the cash.
And then I did a couple of CDs, certificate of deposit.
Oh, is that what that means? I'm joking. I took banking law.
Oh, so what is it?
It's a certificate of deposit.
There you go. Okay. So like, and I was just, because it's, I think you can get one. You can get a couple right now for like 5%.
Yeah.
And that's better than what you'll make in any savings
account. You can go to Target, you get a couple CDs for $5.
Yeah, and then you're out $5 for a freaking Billy Ray Cyrus CD.
For Augustana CD, boy.
So yeah, but then I also try and do like options or something, and I always just get killed with that.
Apparently, bonds is what you're supposed to be in right now, and I really need to learn how to do it. If it's not on Robinhood, I don't do it because I suck at trading stocks.
Well, don't trade them. That's the thing.
Whatever, buying stocks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Don't trade them. Like I don't.
Is that a different thing?
Yeah, like I don't have the time or the energy to trade stocks.
Like, is that when trade stocks? Is that like the
day trading?
Day trading? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Or even just like, I mean, you can like restructure and rebalance like what you want to be in, and but like I just don't. There's barely, other than me wanting to go to cash, like there was really nothing I was selling. I wasn't like I hit a home run on anything that I was like, oh, I got to sell now because I made $10,000 or something.
Yeah. I got into the Allbirds IPO.
That was bad.
And then I didn't sell.
That's bad.
Which sucked. And I was like, you know what? Even if I don't make money on this, like whatever. Like I love Allbirds. All my tennis shoes are Allbirds. And
how'd that work out?
It literally just
tanked.
I put in $1,000 and now I have $400.
Well, I mean, there's a thing.
Like I don't even know if I have $400 out of it.
I mean, there's definitely a thing where in IPOs that they're going to tank right after they
need to
IPO.
sell within 24 hours of the IPO starting, not when you buy in. When it starts, you have to sell. I learned that the hard way. I know it now.
Because
I should have bought on the third day.
You should have bought it
the
at all.
First hour.
Yeah.
Because it started like what, $10, went to like 25, and I bought it 22.
Did Allbirds go through a SPAC?
I don't know, but I love them.
Oh,
I didn't do any research. I was just like, if I don't care. I
can't remember.
I was like, I believe in the company so much, I'll take the hit.
My wardrobe is probably like 10 years behind what it should be.
My wardrobe now is just like golf polos that my parents have bought me from Stonebriar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They literally all have like the little Stonebriar like patch thing logo.
You ever heard? Have you heard of Bad Birdie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their polos are nice, especially for golfing. I went golfing.
Are they trying to go off of like Bad Baby or
no?
Not Bad Baby. Whatever it is. Bad Bunny.
No. Because like, like a birdie in golf.
Yeah.
Like they're just, I don't know. I think they're just trying to tie those two.
Oh, okay.
But they're all like loud polos. So not like your gray Callaway polo.
Yeah.
Like mine is like a tropical, like teal, pink, orange polo.
I like that. My two favorite golf apparel companies are Palm Golf.
Never heard of it.
I know. They're small. They're Instagram.
Why do you keep pointing at the
Swipe up, Palm Golf, promo code.
It's going to be false
advertising.
advertising.
I'm trying to get advertising right now. I'm trying to get us some money. We're doing this. It's sponsored by Unlimited.
Nope. You're a lawyer. Come on now.
I'm not gonna
Stop.
I'm not going to get our canceled too. I'm just kidding. The guys that would watch this, that are our clients, would be like, the guys can't party at the Capitol anymore. What? Can't go to Nancy's office.
CPS.
So Palm Golf Co. That's the hat that I have, and gloves and whatnot. But then also, what's the other one?
Good. I can see what's your favorite.
My wheels are turning right now, man.
You can tell it's your favorite.
Johnny O.
Johnny Waz?
No. Johnny O. It's like a surf. It's kind of like a surf vibe apparel company, but like also sells the golf polos. And I got some in there. I got one of them from Johnny O, and it's like a shaka bra.
Oh, okay.
Like hand.
Yeah.
And it's got like other ones have like surfboards or like flowers. One literally looks like 1980s Miami with like the palm, and it has like, pink flamingo or whatever on it. So
do you think you were born in the wrong time period?
I could have done well in any time period. I could have done well in 1980s with the vintage, just like being cool. I could have been in the future with like futurist, like Mass Effect.
You're
like,
definitely like a Miami Vice vibe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, so
hell yeah, dude.
I would just answer with that. Because you're definitely like Miami Vice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Miami
ball
in
and
general.
stash, dude. Just like F off, dude. Like I'm going to take down this cartel, like cocaine cowboy, like whatever, dude. That'd be in it. I'd be Sonny Crockett. If I was 1980s, I was like flowing freaking hair.
I really don't understand the uproar. Like okay, let me take that back. I understand, like, it's wrong. It was 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Like, nobody should ever storm the Capitol. But
no, FBI, we should not.
Other things have happened that are just like this.
Oh, you mean the time that the
I'm talking about Portland. I'm talking about everything like that.
The time that the LGBTQ and the lesbian group, the feminist lesbian group, went into an active session of Congress,
right,
in the Senate,
right,
and stormed it,
right,
and disrupted it and caused it to shut down that
right.
day.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean that time that also other activists went and like glued themselves to the floor of the chambers of Congress, and it was like climate change, whatever. I don't know what they were doing,
but they glued themselves.
Yeah, like in active sessions of Congress, and just like stormed in there, like, oh, well, this is just another one of those things.
Right. Blah, blah, blah. Have you, so this is kind of continuing, but have you seen Chris Rock's new Netflix?
Yeah, it wasn't really fun.
He had some cool, he had some good points. It was just a social
commentary. It's good points.
He had good points, but it wasn't that funny.
Where's the comedy?
Yeah. Like, I think it had really good, and that's the only reason I liked it, is because it had great points. It had good points, and I specifically liked the fact that he pointed out hypocrisy.
Yes.
Like, I loved the fact that selective outrage, and the fact that there were a couple. He pointed out Lululemon. They go, Lululemon has signs that are like, we don't tolerate hate, racism, sexism, bigotry, all this stuff. And he's like, who the F cares? You make $100 leggings. He goes, you know who you are hateful to? The poor. And it was like, okay, that's fair. Yes. I took it a step further. I actually looked up, where does Lululemon make their clothes? Do you want to know where they make their clothes?
Where?
Haiti, Indonesia, China, stuff like that. Places like that.
That's the Clinton textile company that they founded there during the Haitian earthquake.
I just don't understand how you can be a company. Well, I do understand how you can be a company and be that hypocritical, because we as a society are so stupid. But how can you have a company like that? And then, because you know that there are people like, oh, I only buy Lululemon because they don't tolerate hate. They make their clothes in some of the most impoverished places, and
that literally they hate the most. That like literally our country hates the most, like, because we oppress them.
If you didn't, why are they there? Probably because you don't have to pay them as much, right? So
it's cheap.
If you don't, if that's the reason you're going to go pay them, like same with I was watching Joe Rogan the other day.
Oh, this sounds good.
And I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember his name. But he basically went and did research on the cobalt mines in, I guess, Africa.
Oh, yeah. So
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I was talking about earlier when you were like, like mining like lithium.
Well, but 100%. But how can I just find it really funny that people will get outraged on this about stuff that was used to make this.
Yeah.
And yet they're like, oh, I can't
Teslas.
I can't go with,
like Teslas or any other electric car. They're like, we should do this because of gas and climate change, and we're going to kill people. And they're like literally killing people that are having to like pickaxe into the dirt.
If they're lucky.
Yeah, to go get this blue cobalt.
I just don't understand. Like, I'm not going to be here and say like, oh, it's, who cares? I get my phone, yada, yada, yada. But I'm also not the one tweeting out, oh, something needs to be done on the phone, and then for virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand how people can be that naive. I remember in college, for those who don't know, the 5 people that are listening,
we have a massive community.
You're
one of many.
Basically majored in oil field.
He was an oil man.
And I had this roommate at the time.
I'm not an oil man.
I'm
a businessman.
I had this roommate who said he was just so outraged at the fact that I was doing oil and gas. Like, I was killing the planet by being in oil and gas.
Was it Hunter?
Who?
Hunter Elise.
No.
Oh.
He wasn't in college. And
was he in college?
He wasn't in my college. Oh. And it was, I just go a day without oil and gas. Like, go a single day. And I'm not talking about just your car. I'm not talking about electricity. I'm not talking about...
You see this Vocaster 2?
I'm talking about anything that is petroleum derived, go a day without, because you literally cannot do it. Phone, these cords, the laptop, shoot, probably some of this glassware is something.
Made with natural
this couch,
gas,
pillows, fibers,
petroleum,
everything that goes
oil,
into something.
Literally.
Shoes, clothes. Like, you can go get it naturally sourced. Sure. It's going to cost you more, and it's going to probably not be as good quality.
Yeah.
But don't virtue signal to me that I'm killing the planet because I'm in oil and gas. First off,
no. Oil and gas is literally the number one producer of, or the number one reason why we have come so far as a society, the entire world. Like, we've exponentially increased in our technology and our quality of life because of oil and gas.
Well,
we've literally come out of poverty and connected America and connected the modern Western world because of oil and gas.
Like, is it dirty And I'm just talking like physically, but is it a dirty?
So dirty.
Okay, but is it dirty? 100%. But name me one industry that isn't. And I'm not saying
But
that's
why
right
we have
either.
so many trees here. That's why we have the oceans. That's why we have.
Well, I'm not even saying the byproduct. I'm just saying like the industry in general.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
But
we have the capacity to clean it. We have the natural capacity to clean.
Okay, I'm talking like ethics wise. But again,
well, that also goes into ethics. Is
Right.
that our natural processes of the world can take that and clean it.
well, yeah,
Trees, plants,
okay, yeah,
oceans.
sure. Yep.
We're good.
Mhm.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
We're on the same page.
Okay, I don't think we are,
we're
but
good.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
But it's just, I just find it so funny anytime that is brought up. And 100%, like I am all for alternative energy. I'm all for clean energy. I'm all for any of this. But it's almost like, but don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. Quit trying to push it so fast, so hard. Did you see that, I'm just going on a rant right now. Did you see that?
Go off.
So the government offers subsidies to buy electric vehicles.
Yes.
They're about $5,000 to $7,000, I think.
Yep.
For a vehicle specifically.
Yep.
So what do you think Ford and I think it was, I want to say it was Ford and Chevy, but I know one was Ford. So you know what want to know what they did?
What?
They raised vehicles by about $5,000 to $7,000.
Are you telling me
the electric vehicle price specifically
that the open market has essentially raised their prices?
Has found a way to take an advantage of that?
Has raised their
100%.
prices by the amount of the subsidy?
100%.
Are you kidding me?
So it's just funny that because the whole point of that subsidy was to say, oh, you can purchase the vehicle for a little bit cheaper than a gas powered one.
Again, back to Chris Rock. He's like, we donate like $200 of each purchase to charities. You know what I'd rather want? The car for $200 cheaper.
Right? Yeah, the car for $250 cheaper.
I'd rather have that car for $5,000 cheaper.
I just think it's so funny.
It's just wokeism. It's literally wokeism. And you say like alternate energy sources. Like when I was in urban planning, we studied like wind and solar energy, and literally in our textbooks and everything we studied, the professors and all, they were like, yeah, wind, like solar is all right if you're going to use it like on a small personal scale. It's all right. Wind, however, both of them are really similar, but wind is probably the worst
100%
energy source because it
100%.
has let's just say it was like I forget what the exact like metrics were, but it was like if gas was like 8 on the scale out of like 10 for like how productive and how efficient the energy source was. So like nuclear was like 9.7.
Oh, I believe that. I'm surprised it's not
Oil
10.
gas was like 7.5 to 8. And then literally solar was like 2. Wind
100%.
was like point something.
Oh yeah.
It was less than 1, but like a little bit more than 0. And they're like, wind is one of the worst because it takes so much like oil, gas, and other.
Do you know how many oil and
stuff.
gas products there are just to make a wind turbine?
A lot.
Right.
I watched a video on it. It was a lot.
Exactly. But continue.
Yeah, it's like it had like a 0.2 or 0.7 net energy output because of all the fossil fuels that it took to go into producing one wind turbine.
Right. And then when those blades come off, have you seen those pictures of the landfill?
I saw one video that literally looked like something out of a horror movie with like horses running down the road, a tornado was coming, and then like a wind turbine blew up and like stabbed into the ground like the wind things. I was like, yeah, that's what happens. I went to Tech Law School, shout out Tech Law School, swipe up, promo code Tech Law.
Stop.
And, like literally when you're driving out there from either you're going from Dallas to Lubbock or from Austin to Lubbock, there's wind turbines everywhere because West Texas is flat and it's prime real estate for wind turbines. And they're all like, I'd say maybe at least a quarter of them were off.
Oh.
I'd say, you know what? No, I'd say at least a third were off, and then a quarter looked like they had scorch marks on them from where they were on fire. And
So-
she's like, why are we, number one, not having these things run if nothing's wrong with them? Number two, why are they catching on fire and just burning up? And then number three, ERCOT, why did you not weatherize our freaking wind turbines when you know that it snows and ices every freaking year in West Texas up on the Cap Rock? People died. ERCOT lied.
I'm trying to find.
They're going to shut off my power.
I'm,
We're not going to do this anyway. We're going to do it at your house.
I'm trying to find what area. I think it's in Idaho. But there's a proposed wind farm in Idaho that. So first off, the landowners of a don't want wind turbines on their property.
Oh, hell no.
The land. They permanently scar the land.
Oh, yeah.
So landowners don't want them. And first off, if you've looked at an oil and gas lease, it's about 2 pages. A wind lease is about 20 to 25 pages long. It's ridiculous. If that. So there's this wind farm. I think it's in Idaho. I do want to say it's in Idaho. And
Sure, just say so.
Sure. Because nobody's going to listen to this anyway. No. And they are proposing a wind farm, and none of the residents want this wind farm to happen. But because
Swipe up promo code Burt's Bees. I'm getting all as much as I can for this show.
They don't just come and sponsor you. You
They
got to
will
go
see
get
this.
them. And because the government can claim, you're the lawyer. What's the lawyer term of it? I'll remember it in like 5 seconds for after I tell the story.
Context.
Eminent domain, because they can claim eminent domain.
Yeah.
They can just force the landowners to have the wind turbines on. And so,
God, that sucks.
Same with like oil and gas. Like if a landowner's not being, or for mineral or anything, they can come in and claim eminent domain because it's like for the betterment of the country, basically. I think that's right. It's been a while.
It's like for the it's like we have this thing that's going to help, the community, and you can't reclaim this land. But with like a wind turbine, a lot of times they argue, and sometimes it actually, sadly, this is the case of like, well, it's just this little spot of land.
But it's not.
And none of the other land is going to be affected by this wind turbine, when in actuality, like it does. Like it does affect everything. So like we don't have to pay you necessarily, like it's this huge obelisk, and you think that this huge obelisk is gonna rake in some profit for you because of the eminent domain, but it's not, because it just has a little bit of land. And they're like, we're not to pay that much. Just this little plot. We're just buying this like little circle of like this
20 foot by 20 foot square.
20 foot by 20 foot circle.
Yeah.
Or square, whatever.
So the people in this, I think it's Snake River. I want to say that, but I don't think
Snake Valley?
Right. Snake Valley, maybe something like that. But this wind farm, guess where all this electricity is being transferred to?
Let me guess. East Palestine, Ohio.
California.
What?
Yeah, that's none of the residents would get any of the benefit of it producing any electricity
because California
is archaic and thinks that this wokeism BS that they've pushed is going to somehow be beneficial.
You're like, everybody needs to buy a Tesla. Everybody needs to have an electric car. By the way, don't plug up your Teslas or electric cars because our electric grid can't just support it.
Like that's the other part. Like I understand.
It's par for the course.
I understand that like electric vehicles and emissions, 100%. Where do you get the electricity to put in the vehicle? From natural gas, most likely.
From liquid explosive dinosaurs.
Exactly.
Which is natural gas.
Well, it's a little off technical, but okay.
Where's oil?
But like, you still got to put electricity in the gas, and electricity in the car.
Put electricity in gas, kids.
Put electricity in the car. But where is that electricity coming from? Most likely, now there are better. I think solar and wind get fed into the grid before they crank up natural gas to feed the grid, which is great. But there's still
Lasts for about like what, 2 minutes?
well, I don't even know, but
Like 30 seconds.
but let's just play this out. Let's say that you 10x the electric vehicles that are on the road.
Yeah.
Where's the energy coming from? I mean, you can't just put in all solar and wind.
No.
So if there's going to be
we
more,
don't have the infrastructure.
but if there's more energy required, you either got to pump more natural gas out of the earth, which goes against everything that the clean energy people want.
Clean coal.
That's not a thing. It's 100% not a thing.
Clean coal is a thing.
It's 100% not a thing.
My brother's from Massachusetts and Pennsylvania.
And you think they want clean coal?
Swipe up promo code coal.
Promo code coal.
Get you some
10% off your coal order.
Get some coal. Now, but by the way, speaking of clean, quote, clean
Coal?
energy, clean natural energy, you know what Apple has done?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I turned that off
I
immediately.
turned it
So if you
off.
don't know, Apple has now come out with on their update, it's in a settings for the battery that it will only charge when the clean, what is it? Like when it's most likely clean energy
it charges only, if you have it on, it charges only when...
in a window where clean energy is most likely charging your phone.
Yeah, so like from the
So
hours
you
of
could
like
plug
2
it in.
a.m. to 3:30 a.m.
You could plug it in and it will not charge. So it could not
Literally.
charge.
I thought that function was just like, oh, like we're going to charge it more slowly because you have it plugged in for longer while you sleep. So we're just going to charge it more slow so that your battery doesn't like start draining, because that's what happens. Like your battery life starts to drain as you plug it in more. I thought that's what it was.
No.
But it was just because of it was just not charging because of stupid natural wind energy wasn't coming in because we live in Texas.
I think it's a great idea, but then
No, it sucks. It's a horrible idea, and it violates at least 2 of the 10 commandments.
wow, thou shalt not use natural
Ben
energy.
Shapiro, I have at least 2 commandments here that it violates. It's for government for God, and gas is number 1.
Can we? Yeah, I
think it's
remember
pretty
watching a
good Shapiro
YouTube
impression.
video about that.
Shapiro,
Do you
Hot Boy
you
Ben Shapiro
have,
summer.
you subscribe to Daily Wire, right?
Oh yeah.
What did you think of the What is a Woman documentary?
What is a woman?
Yeah.
What is a woman?
What did you think of
I'm
it?
asking you that. What is that?
What is a woman?
What is that? What is a woman?
Do you want me to actually like give my answer?
I was doing Matt Walsh.
Oh. I was like, I mean, I think
really
we
good.
agree
It was
on
really good.
Okay.
It was like, it was a little bit repetitive, but I think that was the thing, is that it's repetitive. These guys can't answer the question. It's like, what is a woman? Well, anybody who identifies as a woman. It's like, but what is that thing though that
What
you're
are they
saying?
identifying
What
as?
are they identifying as? As a woman. It's like, but what is that? Is like,
Which I find it funny that we have to identify as like if you were to boil it down and say, and I could be wrong here, but I'm just thinking.
that's the nickname for our podcast.
I could be wrong.
I
here.
could be wrong.
But like, okay, let's just take LGBTQ. No, I'm wrong on
Excuse
this.
me.
No.
Excuse me. LGBTQIA
Yeah, I don't
plus AARP silent number 2 spirit. Ha ha.
I guess what I'm trying to say is if
You
you
cast the AARP,
want
that's
anyone,
fine.
if you are accepting of anyone identifying as a woman, doesn't it violate some kind of belief that you have?
It violates feminism. It violates feminism, and that's what J.K. Rowling is all about, which I support her. She's like,
I support.
she's like
feminism.
second wave.
I support
She's
feminism
second
wholeheartedly.
wave feminism, straddling third wave feminism, and I support her. People that are like Hogwarts Legacy, like we should boycott because J.K. Rowling is anti-trans. It's like she's not anti-trans. She's pro-woman, and she is so pro-woman that she doesn't want men to literally masquerade around as women and claim that they're like pro, like, no, dude, like you're not.
If you're a woman, I can't imagine that you're okay with any kind of
No.
trans saying that, like, if you're,
And that's what she's saying.
right. Like I just can't, as a hetero white man,
As a strong masculine male.
but I just can't, like, if you are such a feminist movement, you have fought for a lot.
Well,
like a lot of progress has happened.
Now it's fourth wave feminism.
But I'm just saying
crossed into fourth.
that a lot of progress has happened. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying
No.
but a lot of progress has happened, and now you're okay with men who say they are women coming in and now claiming to be about all the progress that you as a woman
you're saying
have
that
made.
men are better women than women.
That's essentially
can be.
what you're saying. Is
because
if
a man just got like
Woman of the Year.
Dawned
A
for
man,
Woman of the Year.
A man got Woman of the Year.
A man got Woman of the Year, and
and you're okay with that. Even if
it bottles the mind, like your mind is in a bottle. It bottles the mind.
I just don't get it.
You're not supposed to.
I don't get
it's
how
just supposed to be like
it would be like
idiocracy.
if it was the opposite, I would take an issue with it. If roles were reversed and let's just say like for the society,
like Elliott Page.
Who?
Elliott Page.
I don't know who that is.
It's Ellen Page, but now she's a man.
Who's Ellen Page?
Juno.
I didn't watch it.
You don't know Juno, dude. I mean, Songbird of our generation. Going back to Lululemon.
Oh, are you wanting to talk about the runner?
Do you remember the picture
runner?
I sent you?
Yes,
that was
100%.
Like chief marathon runner.
Which I looked her up
and
after.
She was a fat woman.
I looked her up after, and it looked like she actually had like competed in marathons. But
Did she have a motorized scooter?
My issue isn't the fact that you might have completed marathons, because to me,
you can complete a marathon.
Anyone can complete a marathon.
It's just
the main fact that I'm really tired of this whole narrative that like fat is healthy. It's not healthy.
Fat is
can
healthy.
be beautiful.
All body types are healthy.
Fat can be beautiful.
No, it's not. Your heart is literally coated in fat and is going to cause
I'm saying for certain
congestive heart failure.
I'm saying for certain people.
That's why Big Mike is out in San Diego right now.
If that's what you find attractive, I'm not going to knock that at all. People find anything and everything attractive.
Oh, yeah.
But don't tell me it's healthy.
Yeah.
Don't come to me and say this is going to be our ambassador for running when you are
She
obese.
doesn't run. She literally can't. She doesn't run though. She walks.
I don't remember her name.
She's like chief sprinter. You can't sprint.
I just
Your
take
knees
issue
don't-
with it. I get that you I think this whole inclusivism thing that's happened has just made people feel better about not being good.
Yeah.
It's made, and like I'm not the picture of health, but I try.
I
But
used
I
to be,
don't
I'm
go
not.
around and claim that I am.
No, dude, you're in good health. You're in good health.
Thanks, bud.
Dude, Brooklyn keeps you running.
I actually started getting into running again.
You need to gain weight.
I don't.
You need to gain weight.
I need to.
I felt your
muscle
butt.
weight.
You don't have any fat
When
in
did
your
you
butt.
feel my butt?
Dude, I always feel your butt. You gotta gain weight. You gotta gain weight.
I haven't done like legs in a while though.
I gave you a good game slap, and I was like, "Jeez,
Not like how it used
it's
to
like
be.
rock."
Yeah.
So you gotta have some cushion.
Anyway, but like don't. I get wanting to make people feel good. I really do, and you should at all points try and not be a dick.
Nah,
But
we need to bring back shaming.
don't.
We need to start bringing back
floggings in the town
We need
square.
to bully people more.
Okay, so I got on that.
Dude, I was bullied and then I became a lawyer.
Do you not think that hazing is, to an extent, needed in society?
You should haze, but also you should allow people to fight back.
100%.
If you're like, we're going to haze you, but you can't touch us unless you want to get deep pledge. It's like,
No, I'm not. I'm not even talking about fraternity.
bitch. Okay, well, I'm talking about
I
fraternity.
know you are, but
You're
I'm just saying,
bitch,
in
if
general.
you think that you're going to haze somebody and then not fight back.
100%. You
Like,
should
are
be
you
able to fight
kidding
back.
me?
You
Now,
if you're gonna be that fraternity guy,
if you're gonna hit somebody,
if you're gonna be the
with a
fraternity
paddle,
guy
or you're
that
gonna hit
thinks he's
somebody,
that, yeah,
no, you're gonna get freaking hit.
yeah. If you're gonna be that guy that is like, oh, I'm gonna hit this because
I'm gonna hit.
I'm gonna hit this pledge
Yeah, you are.
because he can't do anything to me.
Yeah,
You're weak.
yeah.
You're a weak man
you are a
that
weak
wants
individual
to
that's
just literally
literally-
take advantage of
You're
somebody
gonna be
who
living
can't
in
quote
that
unquote
frat
fight
the rest
back.
of it. Yeah, no. Now, if it's like, see, the way that I was hazed when I did it freshman year before I dropped out and transferred to A&M was they made us do like push-ups and like setups and like stuff that like actually made us better human beings. And I was like, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is good hazing
Mm-hmm.
because it actually betters up, even though it sucks. I have to hold this half push up for like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's bettering my body and I am good for it.
I remember in my fraternity, we really didn't get hazed in like the traditional sense.
That's good.
But what I'm talking about more or less is just the fact to bring putting people in their place isn't the right word or the right phrase. But like I think you as anyone in society, you need to be reminded of where you are. Because
yes,
nowadays, Brooklyn's a teacher. Nowadays, you have these freshmen that come into high school and have no respect for. Now, I'm not even talking about classmates. I'm just talking about teachers. There are some rude kids in high school, and I don't understand that. And I'm not even saying like that's where hazing needs to be involved.
Well, it's
but
because they have a grand boss sense of self, and it's like you can't touch me. And I've never been hit before in my life.
I'm not even saying physical
or anybody. I've never had like any kind of conflict, and so I'm literally just like this god walking around. You can't do anything to me.
I'm not even saying physical. I'm just saying.
Well, it has a physical aspect. If you've never been hit by your dad or by another person that finds something wrong with you,
or even sport,
yeah, or even in like sports, really.
Are you ever scared to bring a kid into this world?
No, I want to bring as many kids into this world as I can.
Okay.
I know that
I'm talking purely from like stuff like that, like stuff on TV, stuff on like around in the world, like not the fact of actually bringing a kid in.
No, because I know that I know for a fact that they're gonna see that stuff and they're gonna have to just deal with it.
Fair.
And like, I mean, I had to deal with it. I had to deal with a lot of stuff, just like watching like weird things and being scarred by it, and then I have to like work through it. So I was listening to somebody recently. He's like, you can't get over something. You have to work through it.
I like that.
You can't just like not be exposed to something, or you can't just like be exposed to something and like just get over it.
You have to work through it.
You have to work through it. You have to
that.
Get through your emotions. You have to get through it. So I'm like, okay, like that makes sense. So
I like that.
yeah, it's just like this weird thing that I just saw on Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, okay, like I have to like think about it, like get through it and like move on. Be a better person for it and just be scarred.
Specifically scarred.
Scarred for life. No, but it's, yeah, so I realized that your kids are going to have to go through that. It's going to be a hard time, but it's just like, hey, my job is to lead you through this life as your father and just get you to the next step and show you how to get through the next step.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Great movie though.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
It's definitely, I'd say, a top 5 Will Ferrell movie, and it might
100%.
be the best.
I'd say top 3 Will Ferrell movies are.
I'm actually interested, and I'll tell you mine.
Hot take. Top 3 Will Ferrell movies. Not in any particular order. Talladega Nights. What was it? Talladega Nights. God, I just keep on thinking of more. Okay, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and other guys.
Okay.
The Other Guys is probably one of the most underrated comedy movies ever. It is Hilarious.
Okay. Mine is Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Anchorman.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah. King and Scream is very funny. It was one of those road trip DVDs that we had in our car.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it like no less than 350 times.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like back to back to back.
Ours was Homeward Bound in the
I could never
car.
do that movie.
Really?
I could never get
I
into
think
that
I
movie.
watched that probably about 350 times too, just on road trips and we had the old Expedition with like the DVD player up top.
Dude, we got that old Suburban.
Oh yeah.
The old Suburban, bro.
I think we just kept that DVD in there.
Yeah.
And like it never came out.
It was like Kicking and Screaming, School of Rock.
We didn't have School of Rock.
My favorite.
Have you seen the video of that giant squid that they found near the oil rig?
What giant squid?
You haven't seen it?
No.
They were looking at video, like they dropped a camera down underneath this offshore oil platform, and they caught this video of like this weird like squid that was like 100 meters in length, not like but like with the tentacles included, but it was freaky. Like
100 meters is long for anything.
Yeah, I could be wrong on but it's like huge. It was freaky looking.
That's frightening.
I forgot the name of it too.
Okay, what would you rather? Have to come into a close encounter / slightly fight off. Good. God, that looks like a virus.
26 foot.
26 foot.
But look at the one on the left.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm looking at the one on the left. All right, would you rather have to come into a close encounter with a giant squid octopus, like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea type, or great white shark? Both very dangerous.
Am I closer to the surface with a great white shark?
You can be wherever you want to, honestly. It doesn't matter.
I think I would take the shark.
A shark.
Because if I'm doing like, I think there comes like with a shark, you have
Like a fast death.
well, I think you have more of a potential to get out of that alive. Like you could punch the great white shark in the nose or something. Like I'm not saying you could. I'm just saying it's a potential better than say with like a kraken.
It comes upon you, and it's like here.
So like death is inevitable either way.
No, it's like I surprise you. Not like okay, you're gonna get into a tank with it. It's like
yeah, which would I rather encounter?
like
yeah.
Caleb happens upon a wild great white shark. No, and then like the Pokemon scene comes up.
Yeah, I think I'd still take a shark.
I think my psyche would be better with a giant octopus, even though that'd be scary as hell. I ate an octopus on my honeymoon.
Did you think about this when you were eating it?
Yes.
What do you think the weirdest thing you've ever eaten is?
Octopus.
Okay.
It was an octopus.
Okay.
Because the way that they prepared it was we grilled this octopus.
Mm.
And here are the suckers on the octopus. I was like, dadgum, son. I had to cut off like the little tip of it, the tip of each tentacle. Because I was like, I just can't eat like something I knew that was like an arm. But I just had to eat like the big like bicep part.
Did it taste good?
It tastes like
I'm
rubber.
sure it tastes like calamari.
It tastes like rubber chicken.
Yeah.
It's
That
very
just doesn't
rubbery.
do it for me.
It doesn't.
No.
I love calamari though.
I think
eat that
mine
calamari.
is horse.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You freaking psycho.
In Iceland.
You ate a horse in Iceland?
Well, no. So my friend had a...
What did you like go like on a excavation or whatever,
No.
like on a mountain trip and you're like,
To make it even worse...
we have to survive.
To make it even worse, it was in a hostel.
You committed a war crime.
My friend, when we went to Iceland, we were staying in the hostel and they had a bar on the bottom floor.
This explains it.
And he got a horse burger. And so I wanted to try a bite. Yeah. We also tried whale.
How?
Whale on that trip.
I can understand whale,
Yeah.
but horse.
It's like a delicacy there. I mean, like maybe not a delicacy.
Like how dog and cat is in China.
Okay, that's not proven.
It actually is proven. My dad said it.
My dad told me it's proven. No, Siri, nobody asked you.
Siri.
I'd rather have that Omega.
Stupid watch.
Telling time.
Telling time and the date. This world's going to hell, man.
So yeah, that'd be probably the weirdest. Whale and horse.
Whale. Whale isn't really that weird.
It was really fatty. I mean, duh.
I mean, it's a big fat creature.
It's pretty rude.
It'll be kind of weird.
He runs a lot.
It'll be
okay?
weird though. A manatee.
He runs a lot.
Manatee.
He's
Is it
not that fat.
manatee? Manatee.
I don't think it's manatee. That's
Manatee.
man-titty.
Man-titty. The sea cows.
The cow of the sea. The old
sea cow.
what were they called? Manatees?
Manatees, yeah.
Wow.
There are a lot of manatees down in
in
like Osprey, Florida. And there's
a lot of man titties down in Florida too.
A lot of man titties. My dream in life is to become one of those leather neck, tanned gods,
Ex-lawyer.
walking around with leather skin.
Retired lawyer that all he does is sit in the sun,
Walking a Speedo,
just getting a pina colada every day.
big old beer gut,
Daisy,
walking with his wife that's in like one of those one pieces with like the
the
skirt.
thong up the. Oh, you're not.
No,
you're
the
going not even the
skirt.
European route.
No. I mean, Daisy could pull off the thong when she's older. Totally.
No comment. Okay.
Tan don't crack. But no, like one of those like with the attached skirt to the one piece.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, like one of those like classic old women.
Yeah, I don't have that dream.
Really?
Mine's the mountains. I'd rather be in the mountains.
You're a mountain man.
I am.
Yeah. You're gonna have a bunch of banjo playing kids.
Yeah, Garrett will be right next to me.
Hey you guys. I found out recently that the guy from the Goonies, the Hey You Guys guy, didn't actually look like that. That was just makeup.
Duh.
My dad told me like, no, that's a real guy. He had a problem.
Do you believe all the lies that our parents have told us? Like just in general. I mean, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy,
The guy from the Goonies.
all the wives' tales that they told us.
Yeah, like Motrin was gonna work.
Like if you cross your eyes, they get stuck that way.
You watch TV too much, you're turned into a cyclops.
You eat carrots, you're orange.
Anyways, swipe up promo code offense.
Cole20 for your next Cole order.
Yes.
Guys,
Go get your golf polos.
this is the Impeachable Offense podcast.
Impeachable offense.
Give us a follow, hit that like button.
Follow, like, subscribe.
We know we're boring sometimes, but you know.
YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
Are we actually doing all that?
Spotify.
Are we actually doing all
Swipe
that?
up. We actually have an Instagram account.
You already made an Instagram account?
I had made it.
Follow the Instagram account, Impeachable Offense.
Impeachable offense.
All right, follow us, guys.
Because our offense is impeachable.
We'll probably be coming out with the next one for all you 5 people listening in about a week or 2.
Totally.
So
Once we figure out how to edit this.
give us a follow. Let us know if you like it. And if you don't, I don't care.
Promo code offense.
Peace.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Because you'll be in jail.